Hello, everybody. Gonna take a break, talk to everybody, go through some things, and it's troubling a lot as I share reality and truths, and how people will take that into their own narrative, or not even read the content provided to you all. We're gonna go through a number of key facts here, things I've shared to you that should absolutely not only show you entirely that everything I say is 100% truthful, but I've blown it out of the water by leaps and bounds because everybody, I am the only Canadian who is in the ICC way back in early May. I've been on this for an extremely long time. So I'm just gonna get back to you guys here for a second. Okay, no, my food's not here yet. Okay, so I published the UNSC's post on the 28th of June 2021 that was published yesterday on the UNSC website, un.org, outlining the rules for every general member UN state delegate, meaning all UN reps across the world. Canada got its invite yesterday. I told you all this and the date more than 2 weeks ago, and I all told you it was Monday the 28th, Day of Children's Genocide in Armed Conflicts, and the UNSC lays out the date of any UN state in open forum, which means I'm going to be able to provide you all the live coverage of what transpires on the UN stage, live for each and every Indigenous and Canadian, right here on my Facebook Monday morning. I will put that there for all of you. That's reality, and you're all going to get to see it, and you're going to see how it goes. I will be working. I will miss its entirety. You will all know. Now we're going to rewind the clock, because there's some other absolute facts that there's only one way I would know, as if, again, I'm the only Canadian who is in the ICC in May. This I'm telling you, regardless of what people want to believe, the reality is this is the only Canadian who's been with the ICC. The ascension date for Karim Khan was the 16th. Before that, I went to Fatuma, who could not take any of my cases, not Pastor Coates, not Pastor Pulaski, because, or the First Nations, because Donald Trump put sanctions on her. She had already resigned, and we needed to wait for an ascension date. How would I know it was absolutely the 16th? Which you can go on my Facebook. I told you all weeks before. Even though the Canadian news talked about dates of the 12th and all these other dates that they had confirmation in, I'm not going to slam anybody or accuse people of being liars. All I know is I'm the only Canadian that told you all clearly and concisely. You can find it on my Facebook. 100% factual. Destroyed all the entire media because I was on with the ICC, invited in closed forum, because I'm the only Canadian for the last 2 years who's been there on the world stage entirely in all the greatest legal academic institutions in the entire world. Been to the P5 many times, all the way from last year, late in the year, all the way up to the massive presentation at Christmas where I was called a rogue UN state by none other than Donald Trump. I've had my forums with China, my forums with Russia, many. They've disclosed much to me. They've been a great assistance. I've had the best academic institutions from the United States of America, bar none, best member in the world, given me the absolute most. Second, Russia. Now UK has come up, stepped up to the plate, extremely hard, given me much. I have the best institutions in the United Kingdom. That's reality. That's what happens when you write letters and you enter into things like Oxford Law and you write absolute presentations to be graded by the best legal minds in the world. That's what I did. I didn't win, but you know what? A lot of great doctorates, which I am not. I'm not even a lawyer. I'm an economist. But I put in the tremendous work. I've been out on the world stage full time for over 2 years since I left politics in 2019. It's just grown. I've had the tutelage of the greatest minds published in the world today from many countries. I've read vast amounts of volumes of legal presentation papers, books, masters, professors, and doctorates. Best of the best in the world. There is no one else as aggressive or has put in as much work as me in Canada. That's reality. People will tell you what they like. They'll give their narratives. A lot of it's fake bullshit, and they can't back it up. There's no way I would be this lucky. Nobody could call things this lucky. I'm not divine. It's not Jesus. It's not... I believe in Jesus, but this is from absolute work and actually getting to these places through tremendous hard work that regular folks, and I guarantee you every political party in Canada, wouldn't spend 50 cents of time, let alone anything, unless it meant collecting donations and ripping all of you off. That is Canada. They're never anywhere I've been, never been. They're not even hardly on the UN. We're not even a UNSC member. We barely represent ourselves when called. Canada will give the power to Australia or to New Zealand. Hardly ever turn out. I've never seen the foreign ambassadors ever on any of these presentations I've been. Communist China's invited me, Russia's invited me, USA has invited me more times than I can count. UK's done a tremendous job as well too. France, things are fairly quiet. Before COVID, that is the only UNSC rep I've met in real life, in real presentation, in none other than the Arctic Oceans Conference, where I had dinner at the great invite at the expense of the Green Party of Canada, who was the only other party who showed up. 6, 7, 8 of them versus just little old me, and I kicked their ass. And you know who got invited to dinner after the great presentation, who got to spend more time with the UNSC rep from France? Me. That's reality. People, you believe what you want. It's not about bragging. It's about doing the work, getting to this moment in time. I was not prepared for First Nations at this time. I did want to do Arthur Pulaski and James Coates first. I wanted to do freedom of religion. I wanted to do that with the two individuals. I wasn't ready to take First Nations. But a bad narrative came forward on the genocide I've been working on for a long time, and as soon as I seen that there is a corruption of that narrative that would hurt the First Nations people and make them hate the UNSC and blame them, I had to come forward. I had to stop everything and literally shift gears and go forward, because if I didn't, it was going to be failure. And we're going to see on Monday. We're going to see what the P5 do Monday. My letter's there for all of you. My timeline's here. I call all the dates. Read the document embedded in my little caption of red words. That is the official UN document by the UNSC P5, absolute, real emails, real contact information. You need a code as a delegate. I have the coded email. I'm not a delegate, but I've been down this road. I'm not disclosing that right now. Once it's all said and done, and I have all your names and everything's finalized, you're all going to see it in its entirety. Don't abuse the email. Don't get cocky. This is the P5, and they will end it for everybody if people start harassing. They'll just lock everybody out. I'm not a delegate. I'm a third-class citizen. I've been very, extremely fortunate. They haven't crushed me yet. We're going to see what happens. We're going to see what happens. I have my heart and faith in this as much as all of you. If nothing else, Canada's going to shit their pants. The politicians are going to shit their pants. But I have faith that the P5, one, if not all, are going to rise up against Canada on Monday. On Monday. And of all the UNSC P5 countries, for my loyalist followers, do you remember Estonia backing me up with Russia? Do you remember Estonia? Guess who's president of the UNSC this month? Estonia. It's just beautiful when you do the work and you plan many, many months ahead. Back in December, I told you all, and you saw my letter to the P5 and to all Canadians, I was going to take this year and I was going to start sprinting. And I told the P5, this is only the beginning. It's going to be more. You haven't seen nothing yet. This time I come with 10 times, nearly 10 times the amount of signatures I brought forward, defeating the environmentalists. That's reality. David Suzuki. And the media still says nothing, but I'm going to come forward with a letter of no less than 1,600 Canadians, 2 Indigenous law firms, groups, and businesses. How about that? Not bad. And will the media say a word, or does the Crown run the media and they're going to try and silence it? Because I wonder, when the P5 speak out, what are they going to say? Who did Richard Nixon? Where do you find that in Canada? You find it on my Facebook. Extremely large volumes of it. All of this and everything written about China. Who invites me to the Africa-China Symposium? Communist Party of China. Not anyone else in Canada. Sorry, there's only so much luck, and luck runs out. I don't care what kind of gamble you are. Nobody can predict dates and nail them every time. Nobody can predict narratives every time. It's not Jesus, it's not magic. It's work and actually gravitating to those levels. Getting there. That's what I've done. I'm no fraud, I'm no joke, regardless of what the Canadian government, the political parties are going to tell you, how many attacks they come forward with, what everybody says. Canadians, Indigenous, I'm getting the job done. It's going to happen. And you know what? I failed many times. 9 times out of 10 I fall like everybody else. But for the one time, and Monday may be that time where I land that blow that knocks the government right on their ass. Even though 9 times out of 10 they flatline everybody, and they always get away with it. Everybody. This is the day, and let's pray, this is the day that the third-class citizen strikes a blow never seen in Canadian history, an impossible task. We go, we try, we fail, we get right back up. I hope this is the day. My faith is here that this is the day, but if they choose to ignore it, they choose to ignore it. Would have I liked the Vatican, one bishop or all the bishops? Sure, it didn't happen. It's not going to change the narrative that this time we come with 10 times the names and signatures. We have the law internationally, and the P5 are going to be looking at that going, geez, we have Estonia. It works out, planned. I planned this many months. I'm a chess player. I don't play checkers. I know people. I tell my loyalist followers all the time, I know you don't understand what I'm doing. Very few can kind of figure it out. I don't publish my whole game plan because then the enemies come just flooding in and they know how to take you out. I'm meticulous. I'm smart in a narrative because I have to be. I have to stay ahead of the system, or you become under thumb. You get boot kicked. That's reality. You all know this. I can't tell you every single step of the way. I can't. There's a level of faith here, but at some point, people, you have to look at it. How would I know exactly, more than any media, more than any other government official, how would I know all these dates and actions and know exactly where to be with, exactly who to be with, unless I had done the work and been there already been there? And I kept it quiet. I didn't publish because I can't publish or it will get undone. Now I can publish, but I've proven beyond any reasonable doubt I knew both dates entirely. I knew the narratives, and I knew exactly which UNSC president was going to be there long before. There's only one way I would know that stuff. I'm a third-class citizen. I'm not on some international plane, a man of mystery, or MI6 agent, or I'm an average everyday Joe who just does a tremendous amount of work. And many world academics who follow me will tell you the guy is a machine. People who work with me, I'm a machine. That's my nickname at work, the machine. Workaholic, what do you want to say? I do the work. It's not magic. It's not a higher intelligence. It's terrific amount of work. Thank you. That's my video. Got to get back to her. I'm going to eat my supper, and it's back to your names. A lot of data entry, and I'm nowhere near halfway. Bye now.